They're off. For the York Fan Centre, 4, 5 and 6-year-olds, non-rules runners, open maidens. And the journey in front of them is 2.5 miles. 16 fences to jump. Koyli leads Apieceofthemoon to the first fence. Koyli over by a good couple of lengths to Apieceofthemoon. So it's Felix Barlow aboard Koyli, Pippa Brown aboard Apieceofthemoon. As they run between the two fences in the straight, 2 circuits still to go. The grey Koyli is pricked with the cheek pieces on. Shows that fence. Slight hesitation on their run to it, but again, there's only 2 runners. No pace on. Koyli around the turn from Apieceofthemoon. And the leading margin only about 2 lengths at the most. So it's Koyli, Apieceofthemoon on the fence in front of the enclosures. Again, Koyli just shortens and has a look at the fence. Running green, Koyli, Apieceofthemoon round the turn. And Koyli goes wide around that turn. And Apieceofthemoon and Pippa Brown nip up the inside. So they're on their first full circuit. Koyli, of that plain fence, is just in front of Apieceofthemoon, the mare. Koyli leads by around about 2.5 lengths now at the ditch. Koyli at the ditch over from Apieceofthemoon. And the plain fence to jump in this line. So Koyli has the advantage by a couple of lengths to Apieceofthemoon. Koyli up the next from Apieceofthemoon. So that's 6 fences jumped, and it's Felix Barlow aboard Koyli, who has had a few starts so far from Apieceofthemoon. So heading now to the cross fence. Koyli's lead is around about 3 lengths. Koyli shortens up and slows down on the approach to fences, but still has the advantage over Apieceofthemoon. Apieceofthemoon then on this debut. A couple of lengths adrift of Koyli. So they come on towards the 8th of the 16 fences. Koyli's in front. Koyli over by 3 lengths to Apieceofthemoon as they work their way up the straight. And they come on towards another plain one. Circuit to go. Koyli is the leader from Apieceofthemoon. Koyli over in front of Apieceofthemoon with 1 more lap to go. So the next fence they'll jump is the 10th, and the 2 6-year-olds, Koyli and Apieceofthemoon, embark on their final circuit with about 4 lengths between them. Koyli from Apieceofthemoon at the fence by the enclosures. Koyli hit that. Koyli's in front, probably seeing the exit, and again goes wide, and it's rather awkward around that turn from Apieceofthemoon. So they go down the far side. Koyli's in front, just being nudged along just to basically, oh dear, keep his mind on the job, but made a mistake there. Koyli looking very awkward with Apieceofthemoon up the inside. There's only about a length between them now. And this is the ditch. Koyli's at the ditch. Oh, didn't get very high. Oh, it's amazing how Felix Barlow remained in the saddle. Well, Koyli's making life difficult for Felix here. Koyli on the outside of a piece of the moon for the jump. This is a plain fence. Koyli wide of piece of the moon. That was a better jump that time from Koyli. So they're now about to take the turn and go to the cross fence with 3 fences to negotiate in this York Band Centre sponsored finale. And it's Koyli leading a piece of the moon. Only 2 lengths between them. Koyli hasn't made life easy for Felix here. Koyli's in front of the 3rd last. And with again a sluggish leap. That allows a piece of the moon to go upsides almost as they landed. Only a length between them. So they're about to make the final bend. 2 fences to jump. Koyli leads a piece of the moon as they flatten out now for the 2nd last fence. Koyli from a piece of the moon coming to the 2nd last. The grey Koyli in front, both jumping away to their left a fraction. On the run down to the final fence, it is Koyli from a piece of the moon coming to the last. Koyli's lead is around about 3 lengths at the final fence. Koyli slows right down at the last, and a piece of the moon is challenging now on the flat. It's Koyli in front. A piece of the moon has to switch to the outside. Koyli and a piece of the moon is coming at Koyli. It's a piece of the moon and Koyli. Koyli's just in front of a piece of the moon. Koyli and a piece of the moon. Oh, that was close. Great finish.